Hello. Hi. Today we are going to work on IUPAC nomenclature, one of the alkane molecule, which one of my student has already shared with me. So this is the typical structure she has shared with me. When you're working on IUPAC nomenclature, first and foremost, you need to, particularly for alkane, first and foremost, you need to define the longest carbon chain, and then give the numbers to the longest carbon chain in such a way that lowest number is given to the first substituent. So here I can say this is first carbon, this is your first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you'll have this one as 10th carbon. So there are 10 carbons in the longest carbon chain. If you number this way, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's not the longest carbon chain. If you number from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, the less number of carbons are there. So it's not a longest carbon chain. So you have to choose the longest carbon chain in an alkane. Now, numbering I have given from the left-hand side because I saw that this particular group is my substituent, a first substituent, and it is coming at fourth carbon. If you number from other way around, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this isobutyl group that comes at sixth carbon. So that's the first group coming at sixth carbon, which is in higher number. So that's why that would be incorrect numbering. So numbering from the right hand side would be incorrect. And that's why I numbered from left hand side, where my first substituent is coming at the lowest number, fourth number there. So that's why. So IUPAC names will always have three characteristics. One, root, a root name. Then there will be a suffix. There will be a prefix. Suffix and prefix. So root tells us how many carbons are there in the longest carbon chain. Here we have 10. So the root name would be dec. Suffix tells us what is the functional group present in it. Here we don't have any functional group as such, it's an alkane. So the suffix is always at the end of the name. So it is ane. Because it's an alkane, so suffix is ane. Then the prefix. Prefix tells us how many and what substituents are present on the longest carbon chain, are attached to longest carbon chain. And we have to provide the locant as well. Locant means where at what carbon number it is attached to. So here I have my ethyl functional group. Ethyl is nothing but CH3CH2. Ethyl, this is CH3CH2. And this one is isobutyl. Many times we can use this as different name as well. So this is isobutyl. Another name for isobutyl is 2-methyl propyl. You can also name this as 2-methyl propyl. So here particularly I'm using isobutyl. Isobutyl is attached at the fifth carbon and ethyl is attached at fourth carbon. So while writing the prefixes, you the substituents name you have to arrange them in alphabetical order. So it would be 4-ethyl and 5-isobutyl, specifically 4-ethyl and 5-isobutyl. Now, whether I should consider I to for the alphabetical ordering or not is our question. So this is a typical table which you can use and refer to consider alphabetical ordering. Di, tri, tetra. We shouldn't consider that for alphabetical ordering because these only tells us about the number of substituents present on a longest carbon chain. Iso, neo, these indicates they are integral part of the name, like here isobutyl, neopentyl. So they are integral part of the name. Whereas sec-butyl or tertiary butyl, sec means secondary butyl. Secondary butyl tells us where the substitution is occurring. Tertiary butyl also tells us where the substitution is happening or what kind of a carbon it is. Like sec-butyl, this is a secondary carbon. Tertiary butyl, this particular central carbon is a tertiary carbon. That's why the sec and tert are included in that name. These are not integral part of the group name or a substituent's name. So that's why S and T for sec and tertiary should not be considered for alphabetical ordering. Only iso and neo, I and N, has to be considered for alphabetical ordering. So that's why I has to be considered for alphabetical ordering. So you have 4-ethyl, 5-isobutyl. That's my prefix. Now in IUPAC nomenclature, first comes the prefix, then comes the root, and last one is a suffix. So that's why if you add all of these together, you will have the name of this particular compound, 4-ethyl 5-isobutyl decane. Okay, let's take another example. Same student also shared with me this particular molecule. We can work on that as well. So in this case, if you look at, we need to choose the longest carbon chain. Yes, at the first impression itself, we can see that this is the longest carbon chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, it's a decane. This is an ethyl group at 4th carbon. This is a sec-butyl group. You can see a sec-butyl. Sec-butyl can also be named as 1-methylpropyl. So let's number these first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So the name of this particular group is ethyl. Here it's a sec-butyl. So I'll change that to sec-butyl. And as this is not an integral part of the name, it's just indicating that the carbon which is attached to main carbon chain is a secondary carbon. So that's why it's sec-butyl. And it's a butyl group, 4-carbon group. So that's why a butyl. Sec-butyl, or you can also name that as 1-methylpropyl. So if I'm writing this name for any publication, scientific communication, then I would definitely use 1-methylpropyl. Sec-butyl is an old way to name it, but still, sometimes your teachers may require, or they might have used this naming, so you have to use sec-butyl in the naming as well. Okay, So root name is dec, suffix is ane because it's a alkane, and prefix is 4-ethyl 5-sec-butyl. But here, when I'm naming this means I'm using sec S as alphabetical ordering. However, sec-butyl should not be considered as in alphabetical order. So B comes first, and that's why alphabetical ordering would be 5-sec-butyl 4-ethyl. While there are some grammatical kind of rules in IUPAC nomenclature. So the numbers and letters should be separated by hyphen or dash, whereas letters and letters should be, or numbers and numbers should be separated by comma. So that's why 5-sec-butyl 4-ethyl or butyl dash 4-ethyl decane. Now, to be more precise and put a less ambiguity, we put sec-butyl in a bracket or parenthesis. This will be much better way to indicate. So this is how you can name the IUPAC nomenclature, give the IUPAC nomenclature to a given alkane molecule. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, please comment in under this particular video. Okay. Thank you so much.